The summary question close deals with that objection that all salespeople hate. I want to think about it. Let's have a look at how the summary question close can really help you overcome that most difficult of objections. Every salesperson's nightmare is the customer who says, I want to think about it. And many salespeople just accept this as the one question you just cannot answer. Others dive in and say, what do you want to think about? With the predictable response from the customer, everything really. Before we analyse how the summary question close works, let's take a look at how it arises in the first place. What does it really mean when the customer says, I want to think about it? Well, usually it means that they've run out of objections and cannot think of any other way of saying no. In other words, they want to buy, but would like some breathing space. Now, every good salesperson knows that giving customers too much space gives other salespeople a chance to pinch the sale. So, staying true to my rule of having empathy with the customer and also making them feel comfortable, we need some way of closing them without violating this need for space. And the summary question close is just the close we need. The first thing we need to do is get the customer to relax. And we can do that by showing the customer that we understand their need to think about it. So when they say, I want to think about it, you should respond with, of course you do. And if I was in your position, I'd want to think about it too. Now this leads the customer into a nice relaxed frame of mind because they think that you're going to let them go. But you immediately follow up with, but whilst we're together, what was it you wanted to think about? Was it the delivery date? Now it's important here that we choose a really safe part of the sales presentation that has already been agreed upon. The customer then answers in the negative, that no, the delivery date is fine. This of course is really a positive because they've just stated that they do agree with the delivery date. You then follow up with another safe option. Was it the fact that we agreed on the king size? Again, the customer answers with a negative, which actually confirms their positive position. Now, you continue to list all the things which have been agreed upon during the sales presentation. The only thing you do not do and do not list is the price, because this will just be an invitation to introduce a discount. As the customer agrees each point, they begin to realise that their get out of wanting to think about it is getting weaker and weaker with each point that you list. This then forces out the real objection, which is usually a price or specification issue. And this results in a condition or an objection. A condition being something that's normally outside of your control, such as the colour or the delivery date, and an objection being something that maybe we haven't explained properly. Now, if you can satisfy the condition or overcome the objection, you can now close the sale. 3 important points for you to remember. Number 1, do not pause when you say, what was it you wanted to think about? Go straight into the first point that you want to list. Number 2, do not mention price. And number 3, give the customer the space they need with a statement such as, of course you do. And if I was in your position, I would want to think about it too. So, there we are, the summary question close. Now you know that whenever you hear the customer say, I want to think about it, you have a technique that will enable you to close the sale.